What the heck is happening in HR is going to talk about data again. For our podcast disclaimer, please visit the episode description. Thanks for joining us on What the Heck is Happening in HR. And today we're going to talk about learning and development metrics that you should know. You should know it for your business. You should know it as an HR professional because we need to be able to understand and measure what we expect to come out of the investment that we're making. So we need to understand what skills are needed in the future and what skills are not in our workforce currently. What do we have to do to get there? It's really important that you mind that gap, that trajectory of the current learning path. How long will it take people to get to where we need them to go? We need to understand how many employees are progressing to new roles within the company. Are they being promoted? Are they transferring? Do you have a career path that includes crabbing, if you will? That's what I call it, when you can have an open environment where people can take jobs at a lateral move or perhaps even a lower level position without penalty or without baggage. And that way they can learn it. They want to be able to see the entire workings of the organization and be able to grow stronger as they stay there. But what's the timeline for that? What's allowed for it? What departments aren't allowing it? What departments aren't celebrating their people because they don't want anyone to steal them? That's important because learning and development allows us to be able to say who needs what for succession. What do we need to have someone succeed in those first 90 days? And then also, we want to see how many people have a skill. So, how many CPAs do we have in our accounting department? Do we need that many CPAs? Maybe not, but it is an important certification. We do have hours, continuing ed hours that need to be achieved. We do want to celebrate that we have them. It does help to be able to have them if you're trying to go from some outside recognition. So that baseline of the skills that are present in the organization, are they elevated? Do you want to elevate them? Does it matter? It might not matter where you are. Perhaps you have a fleet of mechanics, and they're all great mechanics, and they've been doing it for a long time. But because ASE really has a certification and has a lot of information out there about what their mechanics can do with their certification, perhaps you want to start adding that in. Perhaps you want somebody who has an ASE certification in brakes. Perhaps you want somebody who's got wheel alignment. And that way you have your talented long-term workforce, but as you bring other folks in, you can understand what they know because of the training they received prior to coming to you. So, learning and development, and of course, training, which is a requirement for the job, are all key. Some are what we have as we come to the job, and some are what we need as we continue to grow in the job. I just feel it is so important for us to look 5 years ahead. What is happening in our industry? The jobs may be changed. There are people in college right now who are going to be working in jobs that don't even exist today. So, how do we prepare them with critical thinking skills, with understanding accountability, with their ability to be resilient in tough situations? How do we make sure that they use all of their education, which includes common sense, what they've kind of been raised with, what they've learned in their educational background, and how do they bring all of that to the workforce to prepare them for what's to come? Well, we are prepared for what's to come on Monday, and that's a very new podcast drop. So we hope you're subscribing on your favorite platform. Thanks so much for joining What the Heck is Happening in HR.